preparing for this, it really meant a lot to me when Hannah reached out and said that you know, collectively you guys were all working on your goals. There's a lot of research that I've done, and actually this was really good for myself because it allowed me to go back and kind of refresh myself even on my own goal setting. And so I wanted to start by saying that there's an acronym which is SMART, S-M-A-R-T, and all goals need to be SMART. They need to be specific, they need to be measurable, they need to be attainable, they need to be relevant, and they need to be time-bound. And when I say time-bound, there needs to be a time constraint to it so that you have a specific outcome in mind. And with regard to measurable, I said last week on the group call that many of you were on, that what gets measured is what gets managed. And so our goals have to be measurable, or else we don't have a way of knowing how we're doing and working towards them. But when you break down the process of goal setting, and this is really the meat and potatoes of what I have to share with you, it's critical to understand that there's 3 different types of goals. And the goal that we're most familiar with is the outcome goal, or the results. And anytime you're goal setting, you always start with what is your vision, what is your focus, what is it that you're trying to achieve, what's the finish line? That's your outcome goal. Unfortunately, many of us make the mistake of only focusing on the outcome goal. Our outcome goal might be that I want to increase my sales. I want to make more sales. I want to make more market share. I want to make Platinum Club. Whatever it might be, that's our outcome goal. But if all our outcome goal is that we want to achieve X, but we don't define how we're going to get from where we are to where X is, we're going to have a very difficult time getting there. So the first of the 3 types of goals is the outcome goal. It gives you a target, but it doesn't tell you how to reach it. For example, hitting a certain sales target, hitting a certain percentage of market share. I'm going to use the analogy of weight loss when I talk about the 3 different types of goals, because this is something in my personal life that I've been applying over the last 12, 18 months. So my outcome goal might be that I want to lose 60 pounds, just to pick a figure out of thin air. I want to lose 60 pounds. That's my outcome goal. But that outcome goal doesn't say how I'm going to get there. Is it just miraculously going to happen? Is it just going to happen over time without changing anything in my life? Well, no, of course not. I have to change my behavior. And that's the second type of goal, what we call process goals. So process goals or procedural goals are the goals that change our behavior. If we apply this to business and think of yourself as being your own business, it's what your core values are. Your behaviors are your core values. They're the goals that set you on the path to your outcome goal. So as an example, going back to weight loss, the process for losing weight may include reducing calories, riding my bicycle, and I'm going to drink water every day. Okay? And so those are process goals that are going to lead to my outcome goal. But I need to define it further. I need to have performance goals, or what I would consider to be standards. And these are the standards at which I'm going to perform my process goals. So what are the standards that are going to apply to reducing calories or riding my bike or drinking water? Well, I want to meet my performance goals for losing weight are based on the process goals. So for example, I might say I'm going to lose weight by eating 1,500 calories a day or less. I'm going to ride my bike for 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week. And I'm going to drink at least 3 liters of water per day for a period of 1 month. So those are specific, they're measurable, they're attainable, they're certainly relevant to what my outcome goal is, and they're time bound. 5 times a week riding my bike, $1,500 or 1,500 calories a day, and 3 liters of water per day. In business, our performance goals are the results that produce the effect, or that affect our bottom line. So our process goals are our core values, but our performance goals are the standards that are going to help us to get there. And meeting our performance goals on your process goals is the surest way to achieve your outcome goals. So all 3 types of goals kind of feed or lead one into another. And then you want to divide your goals into short-term, mid-term, and long-term. So if my long-term goal is that I want to increase my sales, by 30% more than they were this year, Or if my long-term goal is I want to lose 60 pounds over the next year, my midterm goal might be to lose 30 pounds in the next 6 months. And my short-term goal is to lose 5 pounds per month. And going back to that analogy of what gets measured is what gets managed, if my goal is to lose 5 pounds per month, at the end of the month, I'm able to track whether or not I'm on track to reach my outcome goal. If I lose 5 pounds for the month, then I'm tracking that I am going to lose 60 for the year. If I lose 3 pounds for the month, then I know that I'm behind. I know that if I continue doing what I'm doing, I'm not going to reach my outcome goal or my end result. So it's critical to break your goals down so that while they're specific and measurable and attainable and relevant and time-bound, you want to make sure they're also short-term, mid-term, and long-term so that you have a way to track your progress to see how you're doing as you're working towards your goals. So when you're setting goals, you want to start by visualizing and choosing what your desired outcome is, what's your big picture, your outcome goal. Then you want to figure out what your process and performance goals are to get there. And then from that point on, stop focusing on the outcome goal. Stop focusing on the end goal altogether and really focus daily on your process and your performance goals, which are the behaviors and the standards that are going to get you to your end goal. So when I wake up every day, I don't wake up and focus on, I want to lose 60 pounds. I wake up every day and I say, and I'm now going to use real specific performance goals here. I wake up and say, I'm going to walk 5 miles today. I'm going to run 30 flights of stairs today. I'm only going to drink water or hot tea today. And so those are specific performance goals that lead to my process goals. And that's how I know I'm going to achieve my outcome goal. But the same is true when we apply it to our business, we apply it to our personal lives, to any goal setting that you do. Make sure you have a clear understanding of those 3 different types of goals.